You can twerk while in a split. You're racking up them tips.
Psych! We're talking about the Papal Conclave, baby. I, once a year, get a hyperfixation on something. And usually it's like nothing that's like in the news, nothing happening currently or in the moment. It'll be like, damn, I'm really into how airports work, or damn, I'm really into how the logistics of like a food processing company works. But this year it has been the process of a conclave, which is, if you're a little bit confused, is when the Pope dies, R.I.P. Papa Francisco, goodbye, sweet king. And they have to choose a new one. And who is they? It is the cardinal electors. I'm fucking obsessed with it. I am obsessed with this whole process. And I'm also currently getting canceled on, like, this is probably my biggest scandal that I'm having so far. I'm like actually getting like soft canceled for blasphemy as we speak. So there's levels to this shit, but best believe, as a former Catholic, I am the most qualified person to tell you about this. Also, I'm running to be the Pope, because apparently any baptized Catholic male can become the Pope. So, timeline. First off, the Pope died. Pope Francis. He was a great Pope, let's say. And by the way, what is the Pope? What is the Pope? I understand not everyone is Catholic. I understand not everyone is Christian. I myself am currently not practicing, but culturally, fuck it, I'd say I'm Catholic. So the Pope is like he's like, first of all, he's infallible. So whatever he says is basically considered to be true to Catholics. Yes, the Pope's words are infallible. Take your sensitive ass back to Protestantism, or what? How does that meme go? I can't remember. Anyways, so whatever he says is supposedly divine. And by the way, let me just say, I'm not hopping on a trend, okay? The conclave is not a goddamn trend to me. I've been about this shit. I went to rural Italy and lived with the nuns, and that was for real. I know that I made a YouTube video out of it. That was for real, and that was very real to me. And I actually kind of fell in love with Catholicism culturally, anthropologically. I stayed in Assisi, and every morning had breakfast with the priests and the nuns, and yeah, it was kind of beautiful and maybe a little bit therapy to me. And so I really got obsessed with the concept of sainthood. They have this this kid that passed away who he's being canonized. Basically, to become a saint, you have to have, like, miracles have to be proven, about that person. And I believe, I can't remember what the miracle was for the young saint, but, anyways, I believe Pope Francis was supposed to be canonizing him as a saint, but he's passed. R.I.P. Anyways, Pope Francis, unfortunately, he died of I can't remember what it was. He was not looking good, I must say. He had seen better days. He passed away, and so now what? Now there's no one leading the Catholic Church. And by the way, so like when the Pope says something, when he declares something, that like pretty much governs it for all of Catholicism. So like he's a pretty important person. And also, how many Catholics are there? Like 2 billion, 3 billion? Or at least people that like care about the Pope, probably upwards of 3-4 billion. So like it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. Okay. So, if you didn't know, around November last year, a movie came out called Conclave. Funny how that timing worked out. I cannot wait to read the conspiracy theories about that. Essentially, like a drama about the process of a conclave happening, albeit like it's a little bit more. Actually, I'm so fucking mad right now because, okay, guys, listen, I have a lot of lore to unpack with you. So I went to church, actually went to church last Sunday, and at the end of it was so insane. They had the lady who does like the community events come out, and she was like, we're hosting a screening of Conclave in the basement Wednesday at 6:30. Fucking 3 hours ago. I missed it. Which is so crazy because if you've seen this movie Conclave, I think it's very accurate, but it's obviously very dramatized, and there's such a twist ending that creates like such a, I guess, moral, not maybe moral, but like it would be a very interesting scenario to play out in real life in the Catholic Church. But I was kind of taken aback. I was kind of gagged that they were going to play that at the church. Also, they started going on this thing about, they were like, we're having an information session about a new AI app that reads you scripture, and then I blacked the fuck out. But so anyways, the Conclave movie came out in November, and I watched it opening weekend because I'm a film bro, and I love getting the first Letterboxd review before anyone else does, so it gets lots of likes. Follow me on Letterboxd at Ben of the Week, please. And so I was not going to I've learned my goddamn lesson. When I do my prediction videos, I've learned that when I say someone will die and then they die, hey, that's actually not a fun thing to like, you can't really like celebrate that. Duh, because it's a person who died. So like, when I tell you in my notes app, I wrote that the Pope would die and then I deleted it. Anyways. It's interesting timing. So now this is all playing out in real life. The Conclave is happening for realsies. And I read an insanely hilarious article today when I was on the train saying that some of the cardinal priests who are the people electing, it's about 200 of them, and basically they're like the highest priest in like kind of each country basically. Maybe, and some countries have like more than one. Like I think the US has like 10. I think Canada has like 2 maybe. UK is like, I don't think any has them like have more than like 20. But apparently they're watching the movie Conclave to figure out how the process of a conclave happens because it's been so long and many of them haven't been cardinals since the last conclave. So like they're literally watching this movie, which albeit is very good. Like I would say, how do I talk about this movie without like being disrespectful? Or, I mean, without giving spoilers. It's not a disrespectful movie at all. Like, it's very dramatized, as a fucking movie is. Duh! Water fountain sink! But, so, and another thing about the Conclave is, so basically they have to lock in. All of these cardinals gather in the Vatican, and I can't remember how many days it is. I think it historically has been like 10 days before or something. I don't know. They have to relinquish their phones. They can't have any contact with the outside world. I think it's like live streamed. I feel like I saw like a CBS news report of like what was going on like in the Vatican. So I think we can see them, but they cannot get any information from us. And there's some moments in the Conclave movie where like outside factors happen, like a terrorist attack happens outside the Vatican. But so like all of these cardinals are, and let me also say, no, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. So, and let me just take a quick, guys, can we take a quick, I alluded to this earlier, can we take a quick sidetrack to talk about how I'm getting canceled right now, unfairly and unjustly? Listen, they are in my comments accusing me of blasphemy. I made a TikTok where I pretended to run for a pope. It was a fun, silly thing. That's why I bought this outfit from goddamn Party City, okay? And they're like I am getting the most harshest comments of people being like, how dare you? It is so normalized to disrespect Christianity and religion. You are sick. Like, they're like, seriously, Ben of the Week? You are disgusting. I'm unsubscribed. I think, and I'm going to go on a limb here. I think if I grew up in the Catholic Church, if I was baptized, had my first reconciliation, my first communion, my first confession, oh, that's reconciliation, have religious trauma, went to Catholic school from kindergarten to grade 12, prayed probably 20 times a day growing up until age 15, and have lingering issues from growing up Catholic, I am allowed I am allowed to make a little funny a 1 minute TikTok. You are going to come for me? You are going to come for me saying that I am blasphemous when Donald Trump, President of the United States, posted on the White House Twitter account an AI generated image of him as the Pope. You were going to come for Ben of the Week? No. I will not stand for it. I won't fucking stand for it. Am I a good Catholic? No. Have I said goddamn in this episode? Yes. Have I sworn? Yes. But the president is actively trying to become the Pope. I'm doing this for giggles. For giggles. He might be the Pope. We laughed when we thought he was going to be president the first time. He's going to be president for 8 years. So I was like just playing keyboard bongos, deleting comments on my TikTok and my Instagram. And it was, oh my God, sorry, I'll wrap this up. It wasn't even that disrespectful, okay? Like, yes, it was blasphemous, but it's coming from a place of genuine interest because I find this so fascinating. And this is my culture, motherfucker. Never been more pissed off online. So, but vote for me, guys, vote for me. Okay, speaking of voting, maybe I'll get back. I feel like I'm still angry. But let that. Speaking of voting, so I'm going to read to you the candidates because obviously these are not this is not like a presidential election where for goddamn 500 days we have to hear Joe Biden and Donald Trump rattle their bones about who deserves to be president, for one to fucking drop out. Leave us with the fucking orange one. These are the top contenders. The main one who everyone thinks is going to win is Cardinal Pietro Parolin. He's Italian. He's 70. He was Pope Francis's Secretary of State. So he was kind of like the diplomat for the Vatican, because the Vatican is its own country, which is so crazy. Like, how come no other religion has their own country? The fuck? I mean, I guess there is some theocratic. What do they call it? Theocracies, where it's like a religion runs the country. I feel like Indonesia was like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. When I was in Bali, never mind. Anyways, the article I'm reading this from, though, for each pope or for each candidate, it has a thing saying what's holding him back, and for him, it just says a lack of charisma. That's crazy. And by the way, before Pope Francis died, he supported same-sex marriage. And so this guy, apparently, Cardinal Pietro Parolin, he begrudgingly gave the green light for it. So, okay, moving on. There is Cardinal Jean-Marc Aveline. He's French. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why I made a stink face for that. Love him. He's 66, so spring chicken in the papal sense. He was a favorite Pope Francis's. Strong record on dialogue with other religions, including Islam. What's holding him back is no unified European voting bloc. Don't know what the fuck that means, actually. Okay, the third in line, or third, Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost, an American. Guys, I think I'd freak out if there was an American pope. I don't think that would be good for society. He was a missionary in Peru. He's said very little about any divisive subjects. But apparently it says what's holding him back, a U.S. passport is a disadvantage, especially in the Trump era. That's crazy. I literally just proved that. I was like, oh, I don't want a American pope. That feels weird. Okay, moving on. This is my goat. Oh, no, sorry. No. Okay, there's two Filipino popes, or two Filipino cardinals who are front runners to be pope. This guy's good. Cardinal Pablo Virgilio David, Filipino, 65. He's currently considered the number one contender for a cardinal from Asia. He's charismatic, but the problem is he's little known outside of Asia. He only became a cardinal last December. The Conclave movie came out before he was an actual cardinal. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's tricky. Okay, this is the youngest guy, Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzaballa. Italian, if you didn't fucking know. He is kind of a goat here. But apparently what's holding him back is he's too young. Many cardinals don't want a decades-long pontificate, which is kind of like, that's kind of morbid. Like, they want a motherfucker that will die in the next like 5 years. So anyways, okay, we got Cardinal Mario Grech. He's Maltese. Malta's definitely in the house. Should I keep doing this like the guy that does those on the street interviews? What is it? The People's Gallery, where it's like, damn, Malta is definitely in the house. Don't play with him. Guys, what if I get a New York accent from living here? That's not gonna happen. I feel like every time I go back to Canada, which has been like every 2 months now, my Canadian accent resets, and then I come back and I sound Canadian again. But like I need to top it up. I'm going to Nova Scotia pretty soon though, and it'll reset. I'll go to factory default. Says he's a good listener. He definitely organized Francis's synods or gatherings of bishops and dialogued with lay people about the future of the church. Okay, awesome. What's holding him back? Many conservatives don't like his touchy-feely synodal approach. They want a clear stand on doctrine and tradition. As you can see for this, like, politics kind of like does play into it a little bit. Like, obviously there is more conservative popes, and then there's more like liberal, for lack of a better term, like liberal or like progressive, that's a better term, popes, who are like here for like things like same-sex marriage and the other thing. Okay, then we have the outsiders. This guy, guys, this is breaking my heart. After Pope Francis died, it really looked like this guy was about to be number one. Like, he's got a big old smile. Look at his fucking face. Look at that grin. This is Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle or Tagle? I don't know, actually. He's Filipino number 2. His Filipiniality is really awesome. He's 67. Seen for years as Asia's leading contender for Pope, and Asia increasingly matters in the Catholic Church, but his star has faded, and few still call him the Asian Francis. Francis fired him as head of charitable organization Caritas Internationales. Fuck! Like, that was my goat. What's holding him back? Many cardinals think he's not even the strongest candidate from the Philippines. Like, that's fucking breaking my heart. Like, look at him. Are you kidding me? I just hope we get one Filipino. Well, not that we're gonna get two, fucking duh, but like, I hope we get a Filipino pope. That would be so awesome. I want. Okay, I know I joked about it in my TikTok, but I want like a non-white pope. And listen, I know Pope Francis was Latino, but ethnically his family came from Italy. So, but then in my mind, Italians are people of color. Okay. Me clearing up the blasphemy allegations and then immediately jumping into a different scandal. Okay, next up we have Cardinal Peter Erdo. He's Hungarian, a traditionalist who appeals to the conservatives, but not a hardliner who scares others. A widely respected scholar and intellectual, but he lacks charisma and a popular touch, and he's 67. I mean, yeah, it doesn't look like I'm not getting like charisma from his. I'm not getting a good charismatic vibe from him. All right, now we got. They call him the street priest. This is Cardinal Matteo Zuppi. I literally saw a tweet of like this is becoming like a whole thing, obviously. Like a very big moment in history, but motherfuckers are like literally standing their cardinals like they're goddamn K-pop idols. Like, I literally saw a picture of Cardinal Matteo Zuppi and people were like, "Zuppi looks so cute. What the fuck are we doing?" Okay. He's well connected in Italy, still the biggest single national contingent of cardinals, a strong Francis supporter known for both his political connections in Rome and his social work helping some of Italy's most marginalized people. But what's holding him back? Clearly identified with the liberal wing of the church on issues such as homosexuality and priestly celibacy at a time when many cardinals are looking for a unifying figure. All right, next up we got Cardinal Fridolin Ambongo Besungu, Congolese, 65, the only African Pope contender. Or actually, there might be other cardinals that are contenders, but at least in this article. Now listen, at first I was like, okay, this is the diverse, like my DEI brain from eating fucking seed oils and having 5G on my iPhone was like, okay, we're gonna get finally some diversity in this goddamn Vatican. And I was so excited, but apparently he is one of the most conservative of all the fucking candidates. What's holding him back? His hardline stance on homosexuality doesn't endear him to cardinals from Western countries. Like, he's too much for even like the American conservatives. So that's saying something. An outspoken voice on migration, war, climate change, and social justice led African bishops revolt against Francis's approval for priests to bless same-sex couples, took a more inclusive stance on polygamists. Like, why the fuck? So the polycules and Bushwick he'll fucking bless anyways. So basically there's like 7 factions. Okay, this shit goes deep. There's the Italians, there's the global conservatives, there's the global progressives, there's the consensus seekers, they're kind of in the middle. There's the Asians, the Latin Americans, and the Africans. That's kind of how it's broken up. Is that 8? I don't fucking know. So when will we know? When will we? Guys, I'm not wearing fucking pants, and my Pope, like, a ball almost fell out of my... Okay, I get the blasphemous allegations. I'm sorry. When will we know? When will we know? They do this... The way we know when they've chosen a pope is there's a smokestack. And after each vote, they either put black smoke to declare that they have not decided a pope, or they put white smoke to say that they have. I can't remember... from the movie if it's like a majority vote or how many votes are needed to be. It might be fucking unanimous, or I think everyone casts their ballots and then it's like a runoff election, I believe. And I think the runoff election needs to be a certain amount of votes. Like, it can't be like too close to a tie, I think. And I don't... It's not like they're like campaigning. So like they eat lunch together and they're spending all their time together. So it's like they know who each other. It, like, imagine like in your school, it's almost like electing like a class president kind of situation. So we're currently on fucking day. By the time you see this, day 2. It might happen today for when you're watching this. So we might know today. I've been following this account called Pope Crave. As you know, there's Pop Crave on Twitter. Well, delete it, block the account. I actually have had Pop Crave blocked for years now, but I unblocked it just recently. But there's a new account called Pope Crave, which is Pop Crave for popes. Guys, is this the silliest thing ever? Yes. But also maybe kind of important, but also not. Because you think about how crazy it is. America has been like a fucking failed science experiment that's lasted 300-ish years, but the Pope has been around since like year 1. Like, we're not talking like the 1800s, the 1700s. We're talking about like year fucking 1. They had like, I think like 300 popes. More than that, maybe. No. That sounds right. Like 300 popes. And listen, is there so much shit wrong with the Catholic Church? Yes. I'm not sitting here to like glorify it. I know there's so many horrible things about it. The way if you're an altar boy. Oh my God. Is this my story to tell? I had a relative who was an altar boy, and it was like a small town, and the priest was like one day, like literally was like, come into like the back room. I'm not gonna tell that story. But I am watching with eyes open. I randomly have found myself with like 4 days of fucking nothing to do, but just like literally watch live feeds of the Conclave. Rewatch the Conclave. I was gonna go rewatch it in the goddamn church basement, but I missed that, my dumbass. But guys, it's fun. Like, this is fun. It's not fun that Pope Francis died. R.I.P. Also, Pope Francis came to Canada, specifically Alberta, specifically like an hour away from where I grew up, on like a really important reconciliation tour. This was like, I believe it was right after they did the sonar, the ground penetrating radar of like the residential schools in Canada, that really horrific summer. And he came and apologized, which, you know, like, it's like a little bit too late because like so many people, like there's like generational trauma from that. But, and then later on the plane, officially like declared it a genocide. So like, listen, he's not perfect. He wasn't perfect, but the Pope could have been a lot fucking worse. There have been way worse popes, and we could get a way worse Pope. So elect me. Guys, elect me for Pope. It is kind of crazy that like anyone can be Pope. Like that kind of blew my mind. Like I feel like Jill Stein right now. I'm the Kanye West of the 2025 Papal Conclave, because like I don't stand a chance, but could I get some votes? Maybe. Here's my plan. I make a heartfelt plea to like the 2 cardinals from Canada, and I say, listen, we need a Gen Z Pope, okay? You're not going to be able to spread. Listen, Catholicism is dying, whether you like to hear it or not. It is not getting past. It's not like the other divisions of Christianity where they are like, they have like these mega churches that look so fun and they're like flying through the air and they're getting like entire songs and like Lana Del Rey albums. This is not that, okay? We're not passing this on correctly. I wouldn't say this to him because I want to be Pope, but I probably won't pass Catholicism down to my children unless I want to like give them trauma, which like father, like son or daughter or child. I wonder what Pope Francis thinks of NBs. Oh, well, what he thought. R.I.P. Damn. It's like he's still here. But no, I'd make a plea and I'd say, listen, I can bridge the gap. I can leverage my TikTok follower base and my YouTube and my Instagram to make Catholicism lit and fun again. No, actually, I don't think Catholicism should ever do that. And I think it's kind of beautiful how Catholicism, like, isn't that preoccupied. I mean, it, like, they say, like, go and spread the word of God or whatever, but it's, like, not too preoccupied with, like, okay, I say this, like, what was it, the Conquest? No, that's not the name for it. The really horrific, where it was, like, they killed, like, 1 million people in the name of Christianity in, like, the 1800s, maybe the 1700s. Oh, it's escaping me. But like nowadays it's like you go into a Catholic church and it's like they're doing that mass for like 90% of the people in the audience have gray hair, and then there's like someone's like son who got dragged along with it. And I think maybe that's beautiful. I think that maybe not changing and having things that are like a little bit steeped in tradition, albeit not too steeped in tradition to the point where they're like, you know, I think it's kind of beautiful. Sorry if you tuned in and thought I was actually going to talk about anything going on TikTok. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I hear the James Charles situation. My fucking brain shuts off. I'm in Pope mode, baby. I'm locked into the conclave. I'm not scratching my ball right now. I'm scratching my, like, the armpit of my knee. What is that called? What is that called? Like this part, like this looks so seductive. Like the under part. And now I have to censor that because my actual ass cheek just fucking popped out. I'm gonna wrap this up. Happy conclave to all who celebrate. Happy May. I don't know what day it is. 8th to people of no religion or other religions. Love you, mamas. Sorry if we got a little bit blasphemous. Just know I come in peace. And I wanted to get the most out of this costume because it was like $40 off price. Okay, love y'all. Bye.